All right, moving on, ladies and gentlemen, our conversation now shifts to Iran and what has been happening in and around it. Please welcome Iran's Deputy Ambassador, who's with us today, Mohammad Javad Hosseini, Deputy Ambassador Iran. With a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, my colleague Sidhan Sibbal will take this conversation forward with him. Sir.
Well, we have been discussing the war in West Asia since morning. We have got diverse views, perspectives, and now we have the perspective of Iran, a country that has seen the strikes, the attacks. These are heartbreaking stories, whether it is the downing of the warship, whether it is the attack on the school where several girl child were killed. This is something that was, of course, shocking development. Let's talk about the ongoing war with the Deputy Ambassador. So welcome to WION. Generally, asking about the current situation, you have been having conversations with your relatives, with your family members as well. What's the situation on the ground in your country?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, let me thank you for having me here to have the opinion from the Iranian side. You know that we were among the second round of negotiations since June, that we were, for the second time, we were attacked by the American and Zionist regime. We always believe that the diplomacy is the best way for solving the problem. But these two attacks that imposed on us showed that they were not looking for some peaceful solution for any issues with Iran. Regarding your question about the people in Iran, I can tell you the people, they are very steadfast in their way to defend their countries, to defend their governments. And we always be in the situation that we are not pro-war. We always pro-negotiation, pro-diplomacy. But you see that the war was imposed by the Israelis and Americans on us. And we are here to defend our people, our land, our dignity, and we will continue until it is necessary.
So we have seen significant losses for the Iranian side over last 24 hours. Ali Larjani, who was your security chief, he was killed. There's a confirmation also from the Iranian side. What next for Iran? How long you can continue with this war? Is there a fatigue in Iran over this war?
Actually, I should tell you that for us, when you choose the path, you also choose the consequences. We have chosen this path that we will continue defending ourselves until the other side understands that there is no any space to impose anything on us. And secondly, that they should consider the right of the Iranian people to rule themselves, not to impose from outside. Actually, they cannot impose the will from outside to decide about the people, decide about the government, decide about the country's future. That is correct that we have faced a lot of losses, but it doesn't mean that we quit in the middle, because we believe this time it is a one-way street, that there is no way back. We have to continue until they come to this point that they should commit, that they should end the war, not ceasefire. Because the last time we had a ceasefire, but this ceasefire changed again to another attack on Iran. And because of this, we have told them we are still welcoming diplomacy, welcoming negotiations, but if there is no any guarantee for ending the war, we will continue until they reach to this point that it is useless to continue. But we are ready for any scenario.
Important points there. Let's go bit by bit. The Strait of Hormuz, that is something that is dominating global headlines. It's impacting everyone. You made a special gesture allowing the Indian vessels. So is there a deal that has happened between India and Iran to allow the vessels, or it is something as a special gesture? And also, additionally, what is the status of the Strait of Hormuz? Is it closed or is it open?
The Strait of Hormuz, it is not closed. But we only let those countries who are the friends and who are not friends with our enemy to pass. Those who are actually supporting America, the Israeli, they cannot pass it. But still the strait is open. Regarding your question, there was no any deal with India. We have a very good relation, deeply rooted in the history. We had some negotiation with the Indians government, I think 3 or 4 times that Excellency Jaishankar, he had with the Iranian counterpart, and also the Excellency PM Modi with Excellency Pezeshkian, they discussed the issues. And we showed our sincere, we can say, view toward the Indians that to let these ships to pass safely through this strait, because we believe if there is a pain in the India or the people are in pain, it is the pain of the Iranian people. We are the same, I can say, generation. We have the same roots. We don't want this to cause any problem for the Indian people or Indian government. But you know that when there is a war and there is some consequences for the war, it is not in our hand, because we were just attacked. If it was our choice, we didn't choose the war, because we have already chosen the diplomacy, talking behind the desk. But unfortunately, they showed they are not looking for the peace. Just they wanted to make Iran to bend, and it is impossible.
There are still 22 ships, Indian flagged ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Will you allow them as well?
Definitely, we do the same gestures we had, because we, as I told you, this is the matter of the time. Because you know, the situation in the region is very difficult at this time. We are still under attack by the Americans, even in the Persian Gulf, and we have to consider some kind of measures for the safe passage of all the vessels, including the Indians. We don't want to risk any incident which is unwanted. Because of this one, we are on the same page with the India that these ships should pass, but it is a matter of the time. We are working on it. Definitely there would be good news for the Indians.
And any humanitarian aid being sent by the Indian side to Iran? I know that you've asked the Indian side from your social media handle, anyone wants to help Iran, they can come forward. Any status of the humanitarian support?
Yeah, let me, I just this floor to thank all the Indian peoples, Indian, actually, no matter of religion, no matter of ethnicity, no matter of races, they actually sympathize on the sad events of martyrdom of our great leader. And also they provided their kind assistance, because we received some repeated requests from the Indians how they can help the Iranian brothers and sisters. And we really appreciate this good, we can say, gesture from the Indian side. We received good help from them, and we provided those who actually, we can say, equipment or medicine which is necessary for the Iranians, and we will be announced soon.
So let's talk about the status of diplomacy. Any conversation that is happening, any back-channel diplomacy with the American side, or is it pin-drop silence when it comes to conversation? We know that Oman was mediating the talks. We know the status of the talks which happened before 28th. Any conversation since then?
You know, since the Americans, they don't acknowledge that they have did the wrong things. There is no space for the negotiation, because still, you know, that they have attacked Iranian school, which there were 165 Iranian children, school children, they were attacked, they were murdered within I can say, less than 1 minute, because they attacked by the 4 Tomahawk missiles within the 15 seconds. You know that they attacked a civilian infrastructure. These are the children in the school. It is not the military bases. It is not the military facilities. But why you use 4 Tomahawk missiles? To do what? To show how you are actually in a position that thinks that you can do whatever you want, even killing the children. When they don't accept this one, that they have did the wrong things, if they don't come to this point that they have to be at the same level, sitting at behind the table and talk to us, it seems that this negotiation is useless. And let's hope that they will reach to this point, because you know that Americans, the President Trump, from the beginning he said he will do a lot of things. He will try to regime change in Iran. Now they came to another decision. Okay, we have to win the war. And they came to this point, okay, let's have the help from the others. See that this is that they claim they're the superpowers, but now they are begging single countries to help America to get out of this crisis. And you know that they are begging the Persian Gulf countries, okay, that to join in some kind of alliances against Iran in the Hormuz Strait.
You mentioned about the Gulf. Now, of course, the Gulf is also not very happy. We have seen strikes happening, and the Gulf has clearly blamed Iran for that. There almost on a daily basis releases statements coming out from the Gulf saying that there has been an Iranian drone that has made this attack. What will you tell to the Gulf countries? Because they are very upset. They feel that they have been involved in this conflict when they should have not been.
You know, we have a very good relation with our neighbors. And when you are in the neighborhood of a country, you should respect its sovereignty. We have told them that this is not the war of us with them. We have told them, even before the outbreak of the war, if you allow any missiles, any drones, any airplane or firefighters to use your airspace, it seems that you are helping this one. We have this legitimate right to defend ourselves. You know, during the war, during the 8-year war with Iraq, we ignored this kind of assistance some of the countries, neighboring countries, gave to Iraq to attack Iran. We said, okay, we are neighbor, let's go for the main issue, which is the Saddam Hussein. But this time we warned them. We told them that if you allow this time, first of all, this war goes to the region. It is not the matter of Iran and America or Iran and Israel. It would be the regional war. I think that they underestimated. They said that it is like the previous time, the Iran not going to this kind of the matters. We told them we are not attacking you. We are just attacking American bases and American assets. Still, I can confirm, I can reaffirm that we are not involved with none of our neighbors. We are just targeting American assets in the region, which it was supposed to provide security for these countries, but unfortunately, they couldn't provide the security for themselves. It means that they are like they said it is a kind of security umbrella, which there are a lot of holes in this umbrella and inviting missiles. We are actually in a very good still dialogue with our neighbors. We assured them this should not be considered as a hostility against their people or their countries or their even government. Just it is about, because they gave the land, they gave the base to Americans. Because this is the time that we told them already that this is a legitimate target for us.
What's the status of the Karg Island? We saw the strikes by the American side. Donald Trump, of course, has posted on Truth Social as well. What's the status? What is the current situation there? And do you expect more strikes?
You actually can expect anything from the Trumps, because he's not the balanced person. He can tell something, he can do something else. But we are ready. Even maybe you have seen the news that many Iranian people, after the first strike on the Karg, they voluntarily took the ships to the Karg Island to defend. They said, okay, we are ready to combat with Americans, because they actually said we are bringing the troops, some things. We said, okay, we are ready. As our foreign minister mentioned, that we are, for 20 years, we are well prepared. We are waiting for them on the ground. If they have there, okay, please, and you can try it.
Essentially, when it comes to the international community, do you feel you're let down by the international community? And by international community, I mean the United Nations. Do you think that the United Nations looks like a bystander right now?
I think that our expectation, or not us, international expectation from the UN, it was that they should condemn to breaching the international laws. Because the Israelis and Americans, they started war against a sovereign country with no reason, just with the speculation there is an imminent threat. But there was no any sign of imminent threats. You see that even one of the American officials who was actually head of the anti-terrorism committee, he said there was no imminent threat because the American was under the pressure of the Israelis because of the Epstein's file. And because of this, they tried to cover that one, to start a war against Iran, to divert all the public opinions of the world, their attention to another issue, which is the war. But at least, you know, that the United Nations could condemn, because when there is some possibility for any country to have this kind of intention that, okay, I can just immediately attack my neighbor or another country on the excuses of imminent threat, you see there would be a jungle, because those who have the rights, because those who have the might, they will have the right to kill, to exterminate, to destroy we can say, the people who are unpleasant for them, like the enemy. But this is not the matter that we were looking, because we were expecting that at least they could condemn it.
Coming back to the India bit, first about the evacuation, there are several Indian students who are present there. They're crossing the border. Last time I remember when the 12-day war happened, you made a special gesture by allowing your airspace to be opened, and then the Indian students came via Mahan Air to Delhi. Now, this time around, what has been the conversation on the evacuation of the Indian nationals?
Last time during the June war, because the situation was just, I can say, more comfortable than now, we could open our space for the Indians to evacuate from Iran. This time we also tried, but because we were not sure that these people, the Israelis and the Americans, might target the airplane. Because even we discussed this issue with the Indians, but we preferred that they should come on the route. We facilitate all the necessary measures that it is necessary for their evacuation. Now they are moving to one of the cities near the Tehran city, which is called Qom. And from the Qom, they go to the Armenia, and from the Armenia, they come by the airplane to Delhi. This is that we could. And even for their actually exit, previous time there was some minor issues regarding the exit permit. This time we solved it, and they can freely, just without any problem and smoothly, now they are going to be evacuated, and of course the evacuation on their way. But we will do whatever we can. But even if their safety is important for us.
So my last question to you, what's your view, what's your sense like on India's stance on the ongoing war that started on 28th of February?
Tell you that, as I told you, that our relation with India, it is a long-lasting relations. We received some support from the Indian government as well regarding some issues, especially for those seafarers. You know that IRS DNA, it was participating in the Milan 2026 or IONS 2026. And we told them that because it has faced a kind of the issues of the technical matters, and they actually helped us with this one. And unfortunately, the Americans, I don't know how they proudly say that we attacked unarmed ships and killing around 80 seafarers just without any mercy. It shows their atrocity. Because even the Americans said, I heard from the American that just it was fun how to sink one unarmed ships and watching the people dying in this, actually in the ocean. But we had a very good relation with the Indian. They had the good support. And because of this thing, I told you that we appreciate this, and we also in contact, constant contact to some of the issues which need some coordination. which came to this matter that we are now helping regarding some gas shortages in India, that we are going to have this facilitation for the Indian ships to actually pass through the Strait of Hormuz. But it takes maybe time, but we are really thankful to the Indian government.
On that note, thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION and giving us the Iranian perspective, where the situation stands, and of course, about the India relationship. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite CEO, Zee Media Corporation Limited, Mr. Raktim Das, to please felicitate our guest. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. I request you to stay with us on stage. We'd like to extend our token of appreciation and gratitude for you being here and helping us understand the Iranian perspective as far as the West Asian conflict is concerned. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our guest. Thank you.